Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to all you brethren teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. This is Brother Damar Gabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is going to be a quick lesson. I was reading this article, all right? And as I've done videos in the past, and we've been telling you, Jake, what's ultimately going to come here to the shores of America, which biblically is known as Babylon the Great, all right? And then you follow what's going on in Sri Lanka, now Panama is the next nation to collapse amid global recessionary pressures and unrelenting inflation. And as I think America is about to raise their interest rates again, which is gonna cause more of these countries with these weaker economies to collapse, just like Sri Lanka did. And now you have Panama. And like I said, after America raises these interest rates here in America again, I think today or tomorrow they're going to do it, if they haven't already done it. It's going to call more of these weaker third world countries to collapse as well, man, which is going to further lead into biblical prophecy being fulfilled, which is these nations, all these different uprising and sedition amongst the people, the sedition amongst the citizens against the rulers and the governors and the mayors, and just uprisings, and people rising up. And people, fighting back against this wicked, corrupt system, because a lot of these people are going to be left out in the cold, man, which is all part of this new world order, which they want to bring these people to their knees and collapse these economies so they can bring in this great global reset, which is going to include, universal basic income, the citizens being totally reliant on the government, and eventually the mark of the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the charagma, man. And I'm just going to show you, hey, like I said in previous videos, look at what's happening in these other countries. Follow Sri Lanka, follow Panama, and follow which other nation are going to collapse under the weight of their weaker economies. And then just know that eventually it's going to touch down here in Babylon the Great. So I want to play some of these videos. I got a precept. It's not going to be a long video, but this is a tweet from America's First. Says Panama is heating up. Literally, they are protesting corruption and high prices, which, is happening here in America. But since America is the world reserve currency, America is still, one of the richest nations on the planet. It's going to take longer for this type of rioting and for the people to finally see what the hell is really going on, for them to uprise. But like I said, what's happening in these other countries will eventually happen here in America. It's going to happen over there in Europe. But pay attention, because what they are facing is what these elites are intentionally bringing to these different countries, to bring them to their knees into this new world order and into this global reset. So I'm going to play a couple of these tweets, a couple of these videos, and drop this precept, and I'm going to roll out of here. So here's the first. As you can see, hey, the people are fed up, man. They're losing it. They're hey, what we always say, once people lose everything, eventually they're going to lose it, man. And it's going to get more and more buck wild over there, man. And now you got the president. He's trying to negotiate. He's trying to lower the prices. He's trying to make things a little bit more affordable and easier for those people of Panama. But it's not going to happen, man. It's only going to get worse and worse, The more that this economy implodes, the more that the interest rates here raise in America, the higher the inflation, and the more the dollar depletes, the more these other countries' currencies are going to deplete and be weaker and not be able to, import the gasoline and the food and the things that they get from other countries. But in the meanwhile, the governors and the presidents and the mayors, they're still living good. They're still drinking $300 glasses of alcohol and liquor and eating every night while the people are out there starving, man. Let me see. This is a this is a because right now those people are fighting against the powers that be, but eventually they're going to start fighting each other. They're going to start invading one another. When things get super dire out there, when that when the judgment of Yahweh Shem Shai starts to sit and people begin restless, people begin to starve to death. Hey, they're going to eventually turn on each other. This is 2 Ezra 15:15. For their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And here's the point: for there shall be sedition among men. All right, that's those people rising up against the government. That's what you see happen over there in Panama, and what you saw in Sri Lanka was a sedition. The people rising up against their mayors and their governors and their presidents and their prime ministers because of the corruption, because of the suffering of the people. It says, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? And that's what's happening over there. See those people, look, they ain't regarding the police. They fucking beating the shit out of the police car. They tearing it apart. They're burning down the city. They're, demanding particular things from their presidents, and he's trying to ease the people, but it's not working, man. It says on June 11th, he ordered wider subsidies to include extending a freeze on gasoline prices to all consumers, limiting the price to $3.95 a gallon, or 24% lower than the price was by the end of June. In addition, he pledged more price caps on 10 basic food items, including beef loin, pasta, vegetable oil, and canned sardines, because the people can't afford this shit. Their economy is collapsing. Their money doesn't have any buying power. The inflation over there is getting too high, So the people are starving. The people can't eat. The people can't buy gas. The people can't do anything. They're suffering, man. It says, but of course, artificially capping prices never works because it forces companies to take losses on their products, which in turn either puts them out of business or forces them to produce less, so their losses are limited in supply and demand. Hey, if they have less products, the more expensive it's going to be. If they have to cut back because, supply is limited, then hey, they're going to charge more for those things to try to cover themselves, man, which the people can't afford. It says, with protesters demanding economy-wide price cuts and increased spending on education and healthcare, the demonstrators continued not only in the form of marches and strikes, but also roadblocks of major highways, including the internationally critical Pan-American Highway. The Panama Canal has thus far escaped disruption. Strikes by canal workers are illegal. But see, look, they shut down the freeway too. They're taking a page out of I think that was what was that I don't know if it was Switzerland or Holland or somewhere, but look, they're blocking the roads, man. They're protesting. They're pissed. Excuse me. It says Panama Highway blocked as inflation and corruption protests continue. And like I said, hey, this is going to come here to the States too, man. But it's going to be even worse here because here in the States, people have guns, man. People here in America are going to be even more wild because they've never experienced anything like this. The average American, has lived in luxury their whole life, man. Even the average poor person here, even the average homeless person can eat every day to some extent, So, hey, it's going to get buck wild, man. But that's why it's important, to follow to see what's going on in these different countries, because these elites are running the same blueprint over here. Same thing that they're doing in Panama, they did in Sri Lanka. They plan on doing it here in America, man. Totally imploding and collapsing the system as we know it. And to bring this, what they think is going to be order out of the chaos, man. But the average American, if it ain't happening here in America, and they see it happen across the world, then they don't give a damn because it's not affecting them. It's not hurting their day-to-day meal consumptions. They're able to still wiggle around and buy gas and party and bullshit and pop their drugs and sniff their fentanyl and, do whatever they're still doing, man. So as far as they're concerned, hey, it's no biggie. And secondly, a lot of these American people, they don't watch alternative news media sites. So they don't. So to a lot of the average American, they don't even know that this type of shit is happening over there in these different countries, man, because CNN and the major news corporations are not reporting on it. You see? It says, still, none of these efforts may be enough to stave off a full-blown revolution against a government seen as living well on the backs of common people. Zero Hedge reported, adding, earlier, members of the ruling Democratic Revolutionary Party threw fuel on the fire when photos captured them drinking $340 bottles of Macallan whiskey while they're celebrating the start of the new legislative sessions, which, they probably cheering it up because they all probably got raises and bonuses and a fat payday. Look, they're all wearing white. They're all living good. They're eating good while the people are suffering, man. Which, it's going to be the same thing here in America. Hey, the mayors and governors in this city, when all hell breaks loose and people are protesting and starving, it's not going to hurt their pockets, man. They're still going to eat sumptuously every day. They're still going to have their vineyards and their private properties and their beachfront mansions and fat bank accounts and, all the money in the world to pay for gas and food. And they're not going to struggle at all, man. While the everyday citizen is out here hurting, man, hurting bad, man. But like I said, it's happening in Sri Lanka, happened over there in Canada, and now it's going to be Ecuador, and it's going to just trickle down to other countries, man. A lot of these third world countries, and then over there to the NATO and the EU, and then eventually it's going to come here to the States, to America, man. So, hey, keep following these countries, man. Keep following, how things are going to change when they raise these interest rates, the global effect is going to have, because it's not going to slow down. It's going to continue to spiral out of control, man. And things are just going to continue to get worse and worse, man. And a lot of our people here in America are going to get caught with their pants down, man. So, hey, with that, I just wanted to just do this quick lesson and just show you this and just, let you know that, look, things are not easing up. Things are getting more and more extreme, and it's going to get more and more violent and more, common around the earth until eventually it's going to come here to Babylon the Great, man. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call hello, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit of me and do this lesson. Until the next one, Shalom.